Welcome to the webinar today. Today we're going to be talking about the construction worker and what a day in the life of that person is like. We have been talking about day in the life of different industries over the past couple of months. Today we're going to focus on construction and what it's like in a non-automated environment and how automation can kind of help these construction workers be more efficient and effective throughout their day and in their jobs. Before we start, we're going to talk about a couple of housekeeping items. First of all, this event is being recorded. If you need to leave halfway through the event, if you have a friend or colleague who would like to look at the webinar today, feel free to go ahead and send the link to them. We're going to send this link to you after the event is completed. Also, if you have any questions, please submit those questions in the Q&A feature on the webinar. We're going to do our best to answer all those questions at the end of the webinar. And finally, there's a chat feature. So if you have any technical difficulties with the webinar, if you're unable to hear or something, please just make a note in the chat feature and we will try and get you settled as quick as possible. Our guest today is Mark Rogers. He's a enterprise and government sales regional director here at Axsoft. He's based in the Dallas, Texas area. And a part of his job, he's responsible for sales strategy and revenue growth among his customers. Now he comes to Axsoft with 11 plus years of experience in the IT software industry and has been helping companies digitally transform their businesses over that time. He has a degree from Baylor University, again, in the Dallas area, and has a lot of information that he's excited to share today. Mark, welcome to the webinar. Thank you for joining.
Hi, good morning, Ken. Appreciate the kind words and happy to join today. So yeah, in my time in the industry, well, one of my favorite parts, meeting with my clients is understanding, where our product is relevant and how it helps them, overcome, challenges. Some of the common challenges we're going to talk about today, specifically in the construction worker industry, is what they're seeing in real time, based on, kind of day-to-day, workflow and how, automation and process flow automation can help mitigate a lot of those challenges. So I'll go and get started. Some of the challenges we're seeing, inability to ensure detailed compliance with OSHA guidelines in near real time. So that's going to be huge for the health and safety directors out there that are tasked with these challenges, and ultimately, can be hit with some severe penalties for non-compliance. Inefficient processing of paper documents like bid sheets, inspection forms, customer agreements, performance clauses, building code forms, inspection sheets, contract letters. These are a few examples of the many different types of paper forms that are floating out there. Payroll accountability, when staff manually track their own hours. So many of the conversations I've had is staff literally writing down hours on a piece of paper, reports back and forth through the crew. That can be, tough to keep track of what's accurate, as well as the potential for payroll theft, and not accurately putting down the right times. So definitely a big deal there. Wasted time or lost time spent on manual data entry and timekeeping. You can imagine inputting all of that data, how time consuming that would be with all the different paper forms out there to collect. Optimizing schedules for additional tasks or projects in a day. Difficulties tracking project progress and completion percentages, resulting in missed early project completion bonuses or deadlines, or receiving penalties from missed deadlines. So that's huge, especially when your brand and customer experience, visibility is on the line. Being able to under promise and over deliver is a huge advantage, for the construction industry. Ensuring that processes and company standards are upheld, checklists and workflows. No way to track company vehicles or contractors in the field. That's got to be extremely stressful. We're talking about huge dollar, inventory and resources here in company vehicles that need to be able to be tracked and understand, where they are out in the field, for more accountability, but also just efficiency in terms of rerouting workers and traffic. And lastly, difficulties identifying worksite boundaries to verify proper residential zoning compliance. So that's kind of a just brief summary of some of the challenges we're seeing. Love this visual, as you can see here, the construction worker. These are some of the different tasks and different items that a construction worker deals with on a day-to-day basis. Starting with mobile timekeeping, starting the job, making sure that they clock in at the right time, making sure they log those breaks, making sure they log lunchtime, check out at the right time and accurate time once the job is actually, or the workday is actually completed. Tracking job progress, as well as inventory, as we talked about, asset tracking, as well as GPS. For my, health and safety directors out there, safety checklists, OSHA compliance, getting these in real time to be able to adhere to those compliance guidelines. Real-time alerts, huge for job completion. This can be great for customer experience to provide, real-time alerts for, job progress to not only the clients, but also to project managers and leadership, so they can keep a track of that. Barcode scanning, huge for inventory management, supplies coming in and out, understanding what's in stock and out of stock, and what different job sites need different types of resources. Job dispatch, we just talked about, dots on a map, and looking at all the different vehicles out in the field, be able to dispatch and be agile and flexible, with rerouting employees or closest vehicle to the job site, but being able to be flexible in real time to mitigate a lot of that idle time and wasted time coming back to and forth from the office. And last but not least, wireless forms. This absolutely changes the game. It's taking you off of that analog paper process, as we discussed, and moving you into a digital mobilized workforce. The ability to connect, office to field instantaneously. There's so many use cases across all the different industries, for wireless forms. So huge advantages here for the construction industry. So let's dig right into one of the first major features here for mitigating some of these challenges, mobile timekeeping. So as we discussed, giving your workers more time in the day to spend at job sites with mobile timekeeping, enabling your staff to clock in and out from handset devices remotely, so they won't need to drive back to the office just to register a time punch or log into whatever ERP system you may have on site. This increases timesheet accuracy, integrates data with the existing payroll software your company uses, so a seamless transition there. Reduces unnecessary overtime payouts, helps construction workers more effectively hit project deadlines, and ultimately allows managers to clock multiple workers in and out, with crew timekeeping. This is huge because we're looking at a space product. If you have, 500 to 1,000 plus field workers, right? A lot of those, guys can just be clocked in manually by the project manager. Don't necessarily need to have a mobile app or a license. And also the ability to integrate, into common systems such as Kronos and QuickBooks, and other similar APIs. So getting more done, job dispatching, ensuring new projects on site are being taken care of as efficiently as possible with job dispatch. So this feature lets you reassign available workers to new tasks from virtually anywhere. So if you're talking about dots on a map, looking in real time, visible, picture of your workflow and all of your field techs and all the equipment, saving time and increasing productivity by equipping those workers with tools for on-the-fly assignment changes. Dispatch new orders digitally, notifying your crew members of them via mobile device notifications, and ultimately using the dispatch scheduler to plan out the work week and the work daily agendas. So again, really taking that analog process into a seamless, automated solution. Enhancing efficiency and reducing paper costs via wireless forms. One of my favorite features to talk about. Easily make all of your construction company's paperwork digital with wireless forms, which ultimately saves your business time and money. This removes paperwork delays and costs by having your workers complete and submit forms like job safety analysis, for compliance forms, inspection sheets, and daily contract reports digitally. So much easier to just use your thumb or index finger than it is to have to keep track of paper and do it with a pen or pencil. Using barcode scanning and NFC scanning to enhance job site inventory management. Photo capture. This is great. Right in the mobile app gives you current progress on job completion. It can, provide, real-time analysis for any, problems that may arise in the field, or for safety and health divisions being able to see problems before they arise, or create use case reports to prevent them from happening in the future. Let your workers pass off unfinished digital forms and seamlessly complete it in a chain of command. Being out in the field, you're in real time, right? You don't want to have to spend time calling up a manager or leader that needs to sign off on a project or sign off on inventory, or have to wait on emails to come through. You can literally just, submit and transfer those approvals directly in the mobile app. For remodeling or other residential contracting work, public wireless forms allows your company to take on new customer requests via secure URL. This is great for marketing to new customers and being able to communicate with them and get new jobs, new business. And reinforcing accountability through GPS tracking. So GPS tracking, it speaks for itself. Features allows you to track locations of your workers, vehicles, and equipment via a live view map. So dots on a map, asset tracking. See if your vehicles or workers have been inactive for too long, or idle. This keeps productivity high. Fuel costs with notifications for speeding, idling, and more. 24/7 monitoring helps you keep your construction vehicles and heavy equipment safe and secure from theft or misuse. Greater accountability and workforce transparency helps you more effectively reduce any of these potential project delays and fines that may accompany them. And then geofencing, one of my favorite features of this, allows you to draw literally a digital perimeter around frequented construction zones and track activity in relation to them. Some additional job ease we're seeing for specific employees is enhanced safety and compliance with wireless forms. We talk about that primarily being, the job of health and safety directors, but huge for being able to mobilize those paper forms in that department. Sticking more accurately to project deadlines, increasing real-time insight on job progress, getting a better understanding on where tasks stand with that real-time electronic photo, signatures and audio capture in digital forms. And then we talked about the scanning devices or barcodes and QR codes, ability to get inventory, right away, understanding, what resources are needed and need to be allocated for in real time. So a use case for a recent residential construction company that uses TeamWherx, and this is how we were able to help them. We helped them more efficiently handle its bid sheets, customer agreement, inspection paperwork via digital transformation. For subcontracting, roofing or remodeling work, they also use a combination of our public wireless forms and job dispatching features from TeamWherx. These electronic tools have allowed them to accept customer requests for service at any time of the day in real time, and immediately reroute their nearest available contractor in the field to a new customer location. That's been huge. You can obviously see the value in that in terms of saving on the time it takes to come back and forth to the office and pick up those work orders. GPS tracking has allowed them to keep their vehicles more secure and know their employees' positions at every hour of the day during working hours. And then the geofencing, as we discussed, helps the company ensure proper zoning compliance with clearly defined digital boundaries drawn around those residential sites where construction is taking place from the ground up. On the commercial side, just had a recent customer, one of the big commercial excuse me, construction companies in the Dallas area. They build commercial pools for a lot of big brands out there, like Lifetime Fitness. We've helped them, you know, deadline bonuses, and in turn avoid late project completion penalties with wireless forms. They've been able to streamline productivity and output by submitting forms like pre-task plans, inspection forms, job safety analysis, and daily reports digitally, making the process time faster, but also more detailed and accurate at the same time. Electric forms have also helped them greatly enhance their ability to keep clean records, which was huge for them in our introductory call, and to help be effective with safety and compliance at their work sites. Mobile timekeeping helps the construction companies in this scenario clock in and out daily, giving them more time to work. And previous to them bringing on TeamWherx, they were literally just using scratches of pieces of paper, scratching down their hours and turning it into a project manager at the end of the day. So you can imagine all the different challenges that probably brought the company. And then again, GPS tracking allowed them to effectively track expensive equipment and construction vehicles out in the field. That's been extremely valuable for visibility. So just to summarize, TeamWherx powered by Axsoft, and we talked about some of the various features here, but the value of TeamWherx is not specifically in each feature. It's the ability to be an all-in-one platform that digitizes your mobile workforce. So managing this remotely and be able to mobilize those employees by giving them unparalleled insight into the ways they operate is really what makes this transformational. Job dispatching, wireless forms, mobile timekeeping, handset tracking, intercompany messaging, as well as even mobile payments, which we launched recently, is just absolutely dynamic, being able to do these out in the field in real time. One of my favorite things to discuss that really sets us apart here at TeamWherx is our professional services team. This is a concierge level assistance, white glove installation of sorts. So in addition to all the valuable features that TeamWherx provides, so many of my customers, I work with, are offered 7-day trials for similar, type of softwares, and I hear over and over is that, hey, look, I don't have time to figure out how to use this thing. I need something that's going to work for me from day one. That's going to be a platform that just keys in ignition and helps me take it, my workflow to a new level. And that's exactly what we provide. Unheard in the industry, over $18,000 worth of professional or managed services annually, as long as free API integration, personalized onboarding, access to module training, after hours weekend support, and then monthly QBRs and usage report training webinars. So a really quite a hand holding process, and I can't emphasize enough the value of that, because there's so many different types of forms out there and creative uses that probably haven't even been implemented or even thought of that could be done, and our professional service teams helps to make that happen. So very proud of this group and excited to be able to share that with you. So I'll just pause right there. Do I have any questions from the audience, Ken?
Yeah, Mark, it looks like we've got a few questions that have come in. And by the way, we're going to be answering these for the next few minutes. If you still have a question that you haven't asked, there's still time. So go ahead and enter that into the chat window, the question window. So the first question, Mark, is how does your solution work if we want to have our workers automatically clock in and out when they arrive or leave a job location? You talked about the geofencing. That was one of the features you highlighted. Is that able to do that?
Absolutely. I was going to just highlight that. That's actually one of my favorite features is geofencing, because it automatically clocks employees in and out of that perimeter that's set.
And does that include lunches?
Yep. Everything is
lunch break.
Yep. Everything's automated if you come in and out of that perimeter, entering and exiting.
Next question is about I think it's about your job forms or the wireless forms. It says, is there a way we can require people outside of the company, like inspectors, to fill out a portion of the wireless form?
Absolutely. That is done via wireless form handoffs or public forms via shared URL. So definitely encourage that. Great way of interacting with customers and getting new business.
And the next question is about transferring the paper forms. So this customer's or this attendee said they have dozens of paper forms that we use regularly across the company. How would we go about creating digital versions of them?
Yeah, glad you asked. And honestly, one of the biggest deals of signing up with TeamWherx is that professional services white glove treatment that you get. Like I said, over $18,000 worth of annual spend with that that's included with the package. Quite literally a team that comes in and customizes those ideas or those, digital forms or types of information that you never thought you could create. We'd literally go in there and help turn those ideas to reality. So absolutely, definitely want to put them on the pedestal here. Professional services get that done.
Okay, Mark, and the final question is about the mobile platforms that our app works on. So they ask, does it work on Apple and Android?
Yes, we are mobilized on both platforms. Very straightforward. Just go to your app store, download the app for your users, and then our integration team gets you all set up, and it's just a matter of signing out users.
That's works for me. Hey, those are all the questions that we had today. So thank you so much again, Mark. And thank you to everyone who's attended, especially any of our Axoff customers. If you've attended, thank you for spending some time with us today. If you have questions or if you want to get in touch with us, you see the information there on the screen. So you can reach our sales department at the URL or the phone number there, or you can reach Mark directly. There's his email address, phone, and his LinkedIn profile. So feel free to reach out to any of those resources there to get in touch with us. Have a great day. Thank you for spending some time with us. And until next time.